Peanut butter has been misunderstood for years. For a long time, people looked at a jar of peanut butter and immediately thought of one thing: fat. Too much fat, too many calories, too dangerous for weight loss. But what if the exact food many people avoid during a diet is actually one of the foods that can help control hunger, reduce cravings, stabilize blood sugar, and make healthy eating easier? That surprises a lot of people, because when most people try to lose weight, they focus almost entirely on calories. They cut portions smaller and smaller. They remove fats. They eat low-fat snacks, low-fat meals, and highly processed diet foods that promise fast results. But despite all of that effort, they still feel hungry all the time. They still crave sugar. They still snack late at night. And eventually, most people give up because their body feels deprived. The truth is, successful weight loss is not only about calories. It is about hormones, blood sugar balance, satiety, inflammation, metabolism, digestion, and how satisfied your body feels after eating. And this is where peanut butter becomes very interesting. Peanut butter is one of those foods that can actually help calm hunger instead of triggering it. It can help stabilize blood sugar instead of causing spikes and crashes. It can help people feel fuller longer instead of constantly searching for snacks an hour later. That does not mean you should eat an entire jar every day. But it does mean that healthy fats are not the enemy people once believed they were. In fact, healthy fats may be one of the missing pieces preventing many people from reaching their health goals. Think about what happens when someone eats highly refined carbohydrates. White bread, sugary cereals, pastries, candy bars, soda, chips, fast food, processed snack foods. These foods digest very quickly. The glucose rushes into the bloodstream rapidly. Blood sugar spikes sharply upward. And when blood sugar rises too quickly, the pancreas releases large amounts of insulin. Insulin is a very important hormone. Its job is to move glucose from the bloodstream into the cells where it can be used for energy. But when insulin constantly has to work overtime because of repeated sugar spikes, problems begin to happen. Over time, the body can become less responsive to insulin. This is known as insulin resistance. And when insulin resistance develops, the pancreas must release even more insulin to keep blood sugar under control. This matters because insulin is also a fat storage hormone. When insulin levels remain elevated for long periods of time, the body becomes much more efficient at storing fat and much less efficient at burning it. Many people trying to lose weight are unknowingly fighting against unstable blood sugar and elevated insulin every single day. And one of the biggest reasons this happens is because modern diets are overloaded with processed foods that digest too fast and leave people hungry again shortly afterward. That cycle becomes exhausting. Blood sugar rises quickly, energy crashes, cravings appear, hunger increases, more processed food is eaten, and the cycle repeats over and over again. This is why many people feel tired in the afternoon. It is why they constantly crave sweets. It is why they snack late at night, even when they are trying to be good during the day. Their body is not satisfied. Peanut butter works differently. Because peanut butter contains healthy fats, fiber, and protein, it digests more slowly. That slower digestion helps glucose enter the bloodstream at a steadier pace. Instead of causing dramatic spikes and crashes, it supports more stable energy levels and more consistent satiety. And when people feel satisfied, they naturally eat less junk food. That is one of the most important concepts in nutrition. Hunger is not just about willpower. Hunger is heavily influenced by hormones and nutrient balance. Inside the body, there are hormones constantly communicating with the brain. One hormone is called ghrelin. Ghrelin is often called the hunger hormone because it signals the brain that it is time to eat. Another hormone is leptin. Leptin helps signal fullness and satiety. It tells the brain that the body has had enough food. When people constantly eat highly processed foods with very little nutritional density, these hunger signals can become disrupted. The body may continue asking for more food because it is still searching for nutrients and sustained energy. That is why someone can eat a large bag of chips and still feel unsatisfied afterward. The calories were high, but the nutritional satisfaction was low. Peanut butter is different because it is nutritionally dense. It contains healthy fats, plant protein, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and fiber, all in one food. When combined with healthy eating habits, it can help reduce the constant desire to snack on processed sugar-filled foods. And this is one reason many low-carbohydrate eating plans include nut butters. Peanut butter is naturally lower in carbohydrates than many processed snack foods. It also contains monounsaturated fats, which are widely recognized as heart-healthy fats. For years, dietary fat was blamed for heart disease, but modern research has shown that healthy fats are essential for overall health. The body actually needs fat for hormone production, brain function, nerve health, vitamin absorption, and cellular repair. Healthy fats are not the problem. The bigger issue is the excessive intake of processed foods, refined sugars, trans fats, and highly inflammatory ingredients found in many packaged foods. Monounsaturated fats found in peanuts, almonds, avocados, and olive oil have been associated with improved cardiovascular health. They may help support healthy cholesterol levels and reduce harmful triglycerides when part of a balanced diet. The cardiovascular system depends heavily on reducing inflammation and maintaining healthy blood vessels. Foods rich in healthy fats and antioxidants may help support this process. And peanut butter offers more than just fats. It is also a source of magnesium, vitamin E, niacin, potassium, phosphorus, and other nutrients that support the body in different ways. Magnesium is particularly important because many adults are deficient in it. Magnesium supports muscle function, nerve signaling, sleep quality, blood pressure regulation, and energy production. Vitamin E acts as an antioxidant that helps protect cells from oxidative stress. And antioxidants matter because the body is constantly exposed to stress from poor diet, environmental toxins, lack of sleep, and inflammation. Over time, oxidative stress can contribute to premature aging and chronic disease. Foods containing natural antioxidants help support the body's defense systems. Another important benefit of peanut butter is fiber. Fiber is one of the most overlooked nutrients in modern nutrition, yet it plays a massive role in digestion, blood sugar regulation, satiety, gut health, and cholesterol management. There are two major types of fiber: soluble fiber and insoluble fiber. Soluble fiber absorbs water and forms a gel-like consistency inside the digestive tract. This slows digestion and helps people feel fuller longer. Insoluble fiber helps support regular bowel movements and digestive health. Many people suffer from constipation simply because they do not consume enough fiber-rich whole foods. Peanut butter contains both types of fiber, making it helpful for digestive regularity and satiety. And when combined with other high-fiber foods like apples, chia seeds, oats, berries, or vegetables, it becomes even more powerful. For example, pairing peanut butter with apple slices creates a balanced snack containing fiber, healthy fats, and natural carbohydrates. Apples also contain pectin, a type of soluble fiber that acts as a prebiotic. Prebiotics feed beneficial gut bacteria, and gut bacteria influence far more than digestion. The microbiome has become one of the most fascinating areas of health research because scientists now understand that gut health affects immunity, inflammation, metabolism, mood, and even brain health. A healthy microbiome may help regulate inflammation throughout the body. It may support better digestion and nutrient absorption. It may even influence cravings and appetite. This connection between the gut and the brain is often called the gut-brain axis. When people constantly eat processed foods high in sugar and low in fiber, the microbiome can become unbalanced. Harmful bacteria may flourish while beneficial bacteria decline. Whole foods rich in fiber help nourish healthier bacteria populations. And this is another reason why simple foods like peanut butter paired with fruit or vegetables can be so beneficial. Sometimes healthy eating does not need to be complicated. It does not require expensive powders, miracle detoxes, or impossible diets. Often, it means returning to nutrient-dense whole foods that help the body function properly. One of the biggest problems today is that many people are eating foods that provide energy but very little nourishment. These are often called empty calories. Empty calories may temporarily fill the stomach, but they do not truly satisfy the body. That is why people can consume large amounts of fast food or sugary snacks and still feel hungry later. The body continues searching for nutrients. Healthy fats play a huge role in fixing this problem. Fat slows digestion, supports hormone production, stabilizes energy, and improves satisfaction after meals. This is why removing all fats from the diet often backfires. People become hungry faster, cravings intensify, energy becomes unstable, and sticking to healthy eating becomes much harder. The brain itself is heavily dependent on fats. In fact, the brain is composed largely of fat tissue. Healthy fats are critical for cognitive function, memory, concentration, and nervous system health. This is why foods like nuts, seeds, olive oil, avocados, and fatty fish are often associated with brain-supportive eating patterns. The Mediterranean diet is one example. This style of eating emphasizes healthy fats, vegetables, legumes, fish, nuts, seeds, and minimally processed foods. Research has repeatedly associated Mediterranean-style eating with improved cardiovascular health, longevity, and reduced inflammation. Peanut butter can fit well into this type of balanced eating approach when consumed in reasonable portions. Portion size still matters. Even healthy food should be eaten mindfully. Many commercial peanut butters also contain added sugar, hydrogenated oils, and unnecessary ingredients. Reading labels becomes important. Ideally, a healthier peanut butter should contain very few ingredients, primarily peanuts and perhaps a little salt. Natural peanut butter may separate because it lacks stabilizers. That separation is normal. People should also be aware of portion awareness. Peanut butter is calorie-dense because healthy fats naturally contain more calories per gram than carbohydrates or protein, but calorie density alone does not determine whether a food supports health or weight management. Satiety matters too. If 2 tablespoons of peanut butter help prevent overeating later in the day, that can be beneficial. A person who feels satisfied is less likely to binge on highly processed snacks later. This is why focusing only on calories can become misleading. 2 individuals may eat the exact same number of calories and experience completely different results depending on metabolism, hormone balance, muscle mass, activity level, sleep quality, stress, insulin sensitivity, and food quality. The body is not a simple calculator. Hormones influence everything. Stress hormones matter too. When stress levels remain elevated, cortisol increases. Chronically high cortisol may contribute to increased appetite, abdominal fat storage, sleep disturbances, and sugar cravings. This is another reason many people struggle with weight despite trying very hard. Health is influenced by multiple systems working together. Nutrition matters. Sleep matters. Stress matters. Movement matters. Hormones matter. Gut health matters. And foods that support stable energy and satiety can make the process easier. Peanut butter is incredibly versatile as well. It can be blended into smoothies for creaminess and sustained energy. It can be spread on celery sticks for a crunchy snack rich in fiber. It can be paired with bananas for a combination of potassium, carbohydrates, and healthy fats. It can be mixed into oatmeal for a more satisfying breakfast. It can even be used in sauces, dressings, or healthy desserts. Chia seeds pair especially well with peanut butter because chia seeds provide omega-3 fatty acids, fiber, and additional satiety. A smoothie containing peanut butter, chia seeds, berries, unsweetened almond milk, and spinach creates a nutrient-rich meal that supports energy and fullness far better than sugary breakfast cereals. This is an important point. Healthy eating should not feel like punishment. It should feel sustainable. People are much more likely to maintain healthy habits when they actually enjoy the foods they eat. That is why healthy fats can be so helpful. They improve flavor, texture, and satisfaction. Many people who constantly crave junk food are actually missing satisfaction in their meals. When meals are balanced with protein, fiber, and healthy fats, cravings often become more manageable. Another important factor is blood sugar stability. Stable blood sugar helps support consistent energy and mood. When blood sugar crashes, irritability, fatigue, shakiness, and cravings often appear. This roller coaster affects millions of people every day without them fully realizing it. Replacing ultra-processed snacks with more balanced options may help reduce these swings. Even something as simple as replacing cookies with apple slices and peanut butter can make a meaningful difference over time. Small habits repeated daily create long-term results. Health rarely changes overnight. It changes through consistency. The foods people choose every day gradually shape energy levels, inflammation, metabolism, digestion, and overall wellness. And while peanut butter is not a miracle food, it can absolutely be part of a healthier lifestyle. It supports satiety. It contains healthy fats. It provides fiber and protein. It fits into many eating styles, and it can help reduce reliance on heavily processed foods. Of course, balance is still important. A healthy lifestyle also includes vegetables, fruits, lean proteins, hydration, physical activity, quality sleep, and stress management. No single food can compensate for an unhealthy lifestyle overall, but incorporating healthier foods consistently can absolutely move the body in a better direction. One major misconception is that eating fat automatically causes body fat. That is not how human metabolism works. The body gains fat when there is a long-term imbalance involving calories, hormones, insulin regulation, activity levels, and food quality. And ironically, many fat-free processed foods became loaded with sugar to improve flavor after fat was removed. This may have contributed significantly to worsening obesity and metabolic issues over the years. Healthy fats help people feel nourished, and feeling nourished reduces desperation eating. That is one reason nut butters have become increasingly popular among health-conscious individuals. Almond butter, cashew butter, walnut butter, sunflower seed butter, and peanut butter all provide different nutrient profiles. Almond butter tends to be particularly rich in vitamin E and magnesium. Walnuts provide omega-3 fatty acids. Cashews contain minerals like zinc and copper. Each has unique benefits, but peanut butter remains one of the most affordable and accessible options for many families. It is convenient, shelf-stable, versatile, and satisfying, and when chosen carefully, it can absolutely support healthy eating goals. People often assume healthy eating requires complicated recipes or expensive ingredients, but sometimes simple combinations work best. A spoonful of peanut butter with oatmeal, celery and peanut butter, apple slices with peanut butter, a smoothie with peanut butter and berries. Simple, balanced, nourishing, and sustainable. Sustainability is one of the most important parts of nutrition because the best diet is usually the one a person can maintain consistently. Extreme diets often fail because they create feelings of restriction and deprivation. Balanced eating patterns are more realistic long-term. That does not mean eating perfectly all the time. It means creating habits that support the body more often than not. Another important issue is emotional eating. Many people use food to cope with stress, boredom, anxiety, loneliness, or exhaustion. Highly processed foods are specifically engineered to be hyperpalatable. They trigger pleasure pathways in the brain and encourage overeating. Whole foods generally do not create the same addictive cycle. Balanced meals containing healthy fats and fiber may help reduce the intensity of these cravings by improving satiety. Hydration matters too. Sometimes thirst is mistaken for hunger. Drinking enough water throughout the day supports digestion, metabolism, circulation, and energy levels. Sleep is another overlooked factor. Poor sleep affects hunger hormones dramatically. When sleep deprivation occurs, ghrelin tends to increase while leptin decreases. This often leads to stronger cravings and increased appetite the next day. So if someone constantly feels hungry despite trying to eat healthy, sleep quality may also need attention. Exercise also plays a major role in metabolic health. Physical activity improves insulin sensitivity, circulation, cardiovascular function, mood, and energy expenditure. But exercise becomes much more effective when paired with balanced nutrition, and importantly, people should stop fearing every gram of fat. The body needs fats, hormones need fats, the brain needs fats, cells need fats. The key is choosing healthier fats from whole food sources rather than heavily processed industrial fats. Olive oil, nuts, seeds, avocados, and natural nut butters provide nutrients the body can actually use. For decades, nutrition became oversimplified into fat makes you fat. But the human body is far more complex than that. The quality of food matters enormously. How the food affects hormones matters. How the food affects hunger matters. How the food affects inflammation matters. And how sustainable the eating pattern becomes matters too. Peanut butter checks many of those boxes. It is satisfying. It is nutrient dense. It supports satiety. It helps stabilize meals, and it tastes good, which makes healthy eating easier for many people. One important reminder is moderation. Healthy foods can still become unhealthy when consumed excessively. A few spoonfuls can support satiety. Half a jar eaten mindlessly while stressed probably will not. Mindful eating is important. Slowing down during meals, paying attention to fullness cues, and eating without distraction can improve digestion and reduce overeating. The body often signals fullness before the brain fully registers it. Eating too quickly can override those signals, building healthier habits is not about perfection. It is about gradual improvement. Replacing some processed snacks with whole food options, adding more fiber, choosing healthier fats, reducing added sugars, sleeping better, moving more consistently, managing stress more effectively. All of these habits work together. And when they do, the body responds remarkably well. Energy improves, digestion improves, cravings decrease, mental clarity improves. Weight management becomes easier, and overall health often moves in a positive direction. The goal should not simply be to become thinner. The goal should be to become healthier, because true health involves far more than the number on a scale. It involves metabolic health, cardiovascular function, inflammation levels, digestive health, brain function, energy, strength, mood, and long-term wellness. Foods like peanut butter can absolutely play a role in that bigger picture. So the next time someone tells you that peanut butter is too fattening, remember that context matters. A balanced diet filled with whole foods, healthy fats, fiber, and nutrient-dense ingredients is very different from a diet dominated by processed sugars and empty calories. Healthy fats are not something to fear. In many cases, they are exactly what the body has been missing. Enjoy your peanut butter, enjoy your almonds, enjoy your walnuts, avocados, olive oil, seeds, and other nourishing fats. Feed your body foods that provide satisfaction instead of constant cravings. Support your metabolism instead of fighting against it. And focus less on starving yourself and more on nourishing yourself properly. Because when the body receives the nutrients it truly needs, healthy weight management becomes far more natural and sustainable over time.